Yo, hey girl, it's LadyChann, nonetheless, and welcome to Date Night Fight with Chann. You know, the editions of Comebox with Chann. I am here. Saludos a todos. Sí, Merle Dixon. Salute Shelton. Salute Woody. Salute. Let me just notify someone know that. Estoy aquí, sí. Do. Okay, guys, got some special guests coming in, trickling through. Yeah, sorry, just yeah. So let's just go. Let's just go. You are gold. Always believe in yourself. I'm such a nerd, aren't I? Why am I a nerd? You guys don't ever think I was like the super cool kid. I'm just like I am a nerd that quite a few people like. That's just the only difference. Oh, goddamn. All right. So I'm going to be introducing, the co-hosts. So we got introducing the fight fan figure. No,
Bang, bang. Been a minute. You been good?
Yes. I've been okay. I started off the day super tired, like super. I explained to you, didn't I? Knackered. And you refresh and recharge and you come again. You get me? I know you've had an amazing day on shoot.
Been long.
Yeah, I told you. Like this little glam life that people think it's glamorous.
It's not glamorous.
It's like you got to do a whole day shoot for something that's like 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Like, welcome to my world of music videos.
Yeah, no thanks.
Hate doing them. We are also going to, hello guys, hi. We are also going to be introducing our long-awaited buddy, our pal from Evolve Elite Gyms Entertainment. No, he's coach. He's one of the great coaches. I see him on the pads. I see him training the AMs. I see him getting them ready. I see him training the pros, getting them ready for the fight game. So we have Andy Gill.
How you doing? How you doing? You good?
Good to see you, Andy. Good to see you.
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. Everything's good. How you all doing?
Your audio's quite low, you know.
Is it low?
No, Leon's audio is quite low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yours is clear, crystal. Clear like bloody crystal. Crystal clear. The fight fans is a little muffled there. Little low. Yeah. What's an extra layer of lip gloss? Doesn't hurt, does it?
We're on the wrong show.
I know, this is a boxing show. Welcome to Chann's makeup class. Could you imagine that? I just switched it up like that. No.
Yeah. Well, what way shall I wear my hair?
I like it when you've got the side part in like me. Jokes. I know, we got jokes. We got jokes, guys. This is what we do. We have jokes and bants. Make sure I'm well lit. So let's just say hello to everyone. Hello. How's everyone? Hope you're all right. We've got Manly. Saludos. ¿Cómo está mi amigo? ¿Todo bien? Espero que bien, ¿sí? We've got Woody. We've got Lisa Bales. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Queen. Hi, girl. I don't know. You lot are going in already. Like, did you see that? All right, we're going to get on to some topics. We're waiting for another special guest or two, but I've already heard from them and they'll filter through. So let's just get it on. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Wrong show. Sorry. Wrong fucking show, Chann. Right. Where shall we start? It's all discombobulated because we spoke to Andy about certain other stuff. We went already from the White Povetkin. We already covered that. But there's a guest that I'd like to cover that a bit with as well, actually. But Lee, is there anywhere in particular that you want to start?
Got to be Canelo BJS.
Oh God, so you're going straight into the nitty gritty. Let's warm up first because I really want the TBE. What's up? I really want the guests, the special guests as well, the other special guests to go into that. But I guess
a segue though with that fight.
We can start with the fights that was at the weekend, I guess, which was, I don't know now. I've forgotten already. Shame.
Richard Bivol.
Oh yeah, that was it. Let's write it down. Maybe Chann. Maybe you should plan your shows before you do it.
Parker. This is what happens when you don't buy the pay-per-view. You remember all the fights.
We've forgotten them already. We've forgotten Chisora Parker already. And I want to do Eubank Jr. and Morrison. And I don't know. Did you watch this card, and?
Yeah, I did.
Did you? All right. So, what are you going with? Let's talk about Craig Richards and Dimitri Bivol. What did you think about that? What did you think at that fight coming as a trainer? Do you see that Richards is wait, hold up. Wait. We got an alert. We got my bro from another Mo, and I'm so gassed. We gotta go. Right. Bars, as Kurt would say. We have got 1/4 of the Boxing Bros. We have got the Jenner. It's the TBE, baby.
What's up, world? I see the gentleman. I see the gentleman in the room got on headphones, so I'm not gonna do my intro to blow your eardrums out. So, welcome, thank you, salute everyone for having me. I appreciate you.
You look perfect, Ned. It's nice to see you. I'm so glad to have you. Yeah,
thank you.
We big up the rest of the bros, Caden, Slippery G. Your dad? Is he your dad?
No, he's not my dad. He's just G. Be careful now.
Yeah, you can be telling me, Chann, watch your mouth.
Yeah. Watch your mouth, Chann.
Watch your mouth, Chann. Yeah. Okay, it's it. And we got Trill Dollar, Bill. Yeah.
Yes.
All my favorite people. So,
always a pleasure to share a part of one of the Boxing Bros. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. Glad to represent them, and I'm glad to work with everybody on this panel.
Yeah. This is Coach Andy. He's a coach from Evolve Elite. He trains amateurs and pros. He has his whole gym set up. Great. Preparing the world for some great cruiserweights. Because you know that division needs a little help now.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah,
definitely does. We need something spectacular, since Usyk left, it's been
because the Coley's on his way out. He's on his way out, and he's dipping over to heavyweight, so he's leaving you. Yeah. And then we got Fight Fan Figures, who's my regular co-host. So where we was talking about, we was just going to quickly recap of last weekend's shows, fights. And then bring it up until a bit of present time. So we were starting. I was just asking Andy about Craig Richards and Dimitri Bivol. What do you see about?
I'll be totally honest with you. I didn't see that fight.
Oh, you didn't see that fight?
No, I didn't see that one.
I didn't catch that one either. So
yeah, that must have been early on the card.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It was a great pay-per-view. It was a great pay-per-view.
Unfortunately, I don't get that much time to watch the boxing.
I know you don't. I know you always do. So look, scratch that one because me and Leon's already spoken about that on the previous show, ain't we, Lee?
Yeah.
So we may as well. Let's go to. Did you see Eubank Morrison? Anybody?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Right, Andy, kick it off.
What can I say? I know the excuse of they needed the 10 rounds. I totally get that. Did I see anything different? Not really. There was little glimpses for a very short time, and then there was a lot of gesturing, a lot of waiting. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't. Roy Joe Jr. is a terrific boxer. One of the best that's ever been, but I wasn't blown away.
A lot of people this is the general narrative that a lot of people are not blown away. Do you think that people are over analysing because he's got Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah. Well, without a doubt, when you got someone of that caliber in your corner, you expect results. It's if I don't know. You buy a cheap run around car and you put a Formula One engine in it, you expect it to do something.
But what about?
I didn't see it.
Just because someone's a good boxer doesn't necessarily transfer that they're a good trainer.
No, it doesn't mean that they're a good trainer, but they've spent quite a bit of time together. Did I see enough changes? No. Did I see his ways changed? He took his time a little bit more. Why would you want to take that killer instinct away from a fighter? If a fighter's going to finish a fight, let him get on and finish it. Forget the rounds. Do that in sparring. Get your rounds in sparring. But on fight night, it's you need to get in there and deal with the job in front of you. That's me. I would prefer my fighter to go in and do 3 rounds and get it over and done with, than wait it out for 10 rounds and potentially could then lose it. Boxing's about one punch. Doesn't matter, whoever it is in that ring, it takes one punch and it's all over. So for my fighters, it's if you've got someone hurt, then you have to deal with it there and then. Don't back off. Don't do your practicing. Don't do whatever. Fight night is about a fight. It's not about the rehearsal. You've already done that in training. That's my personal view, not saying that's right or wrong.
I've got a question for you, Andy.
Yeah.
If your fighter's on a big card, and the promoter says we need to see some rounds, we need to give the public some entertainment.
Yeah, then fair enough. But yeah, it's for me. I'm not going to tempt fate. If a promoter's signed up one of my boxers, he signed him up because he could see a potential in him. No promoter's going to then start using my fighters as puppets, because the whole point for me would be to be in the fight game is to get the fight dealt with in style. So don't just go in there and it's like a brawl. You use your fighting skills, you use your defenses, your foot movement, your head movement, your hands, your eye-foot coordination, your fitness, how your body looks. You're on that stage. Show it off, but don't string the job out. You can look good.
He should have got him out when he had him in trouble. You thought he should have just finished it off there and then, because he hasn't had any rounds in the last.
He hasn't had any rounds. Yeah, and I get that, and I get the 10 rounds. I get that, but from I can only speak from what I would do and what my expectations are, and I wouldn't have done it the way they done it. But not saying what they've done is wrong. I'm just saying my personal way of doing it. If you get into, it's like I don't know how to put this. You're getting in the ring. It's not a game. You're not going in to play tennis. You're not playing snooker. You're not throwing a javelin.
Yeah,
you're gonna. Yeah, don't play. Don't play. It
backfired on him. It did backfire because he tried playing little boxing still, and then he got punched up. Did you see what Chris Eubank Jr. looked at the end of that? Looked like at the end of the fight. Yeah, you're too far. You play boxing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's boxing. You know, yes, you got the elite boxers. You got skillful people. I've seen high-end people in sparring being stopped by nobodies with one lucky punch. I've seen it time and time again.
Right.
You know, they take something for granted. They drop their defenses. They think they're, you know, a little bit more special than they are.
And that's what he was doing. He was showboating. He was doing the Roy Jones Jr. vibe. He tried to show
and I think you know, Eubanks he's a good boxer, but he has his own style. So enhance his style. Don't try and enforce something that's not him. Yeah. You know, it's
not a legendary one anyway at that. Like, that is how Roy Jones Jr. was that was innate. That was how he was.
Well, here's a question for you. How many people try to mimic Floyd Mayweather?
Well, they're still trying to do it now.
And how many people get it right?
None thus far. None thus far. You're right. What do you think, TB? Oh, sorry, Andy. I thought you was finished.
No. I was just going to say each boxer has his individual style.
Yeah.
A coach's role is to draw that style and enhance that style. Don't try and make him into something that he's not. That's not a job of a coach.
Yeah.
It's to enhance his style, get him at a good level, then start putting little tricks into him over a period of time.
Got you. What do you think, TBE, of you?
I was right there. On the fight?
Yeah, on the fight.
Again, I didn't catch that card, but you know, salute to those fighters. But I can't say much on it.
What do you think of Eubanks Jr. in general as a boxer? Then
I think he's a good boxer. He's a great boxer. There's certain there's certain fights where he hasn't like shown himself, or he has fallen short. But you know, the guy. I'm not gonna call him a kid. The guy has talent. The guy is there. He's an elite boxer. It's just, you know, certain things he doesn't capitalize well off of, and that's all I can leave it at. But you know, I feel he could be. He's a name. Like he's a name people want. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's underachieved. He's underachieved. Yeah. And he's already.
And his name is out there.
Yeah, and he's already 31.
There's some underachievers in boxing. Like their name, you heard their name and they didn't live up to that hype. But his name is so, like, if you hit Chris Eubank Jr., it's a fight you got to tune into, or it's a fight that is like, all right, that's no slouch. That's no weak opponent for him. So,
and you have to remember.
Gassed on him, are we, Andy? It's like, if there's a Chris
Eubank, the thing you got to remember with Chris Eubank is he coached himself.
Oh, yeah,
he wraps his own hands. He does his own schedules. A boxer needs a radar. Your coach is your radar. Your coach plans everything out for you. Your coach takes the stress and the pressure away from you. Yeah. Now he's gone from a nothing to one of the best fighters in the world, who's now become a coach. And you need time. Roy Joe Jr. needs years to get this kid, Eubanks, to a level where he wants him. It's all brand new to Chris Eubanks, all brand new.
At 31, mad late, innit? Mad late.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you, Andy.
Yeah.
What do you feel on fathers coaching sons? Because I remember listening to Eubank Sr. discussing when people were challenging whether he should actually coach Junior. He was coaching him at the time. And what he said was quite compelling. He said, who is a better person to do it? Who's going to know his son better? Who has walked the walk that he's walked? And who's going to care for him like a boxer needs to be cared for? And
Yeah. I can answer that question from both sides. My son was an amateur with me. He's trained under a lot of other clubs. My son's he'll be fighting at 66 kilos. He's a powerful lad, very, very. And I'm not saying that because he's my son.
What's 66 kilos?
66 kilos.
Pounds, man. All of this kilo business.
Well, it's because that's why I do in the gym all the time. I don't look at welterweight and the rest of it. I'll just
pounds. Do you know it in pounds? What is it? What's the weight?
Pounds is 2.2 pounds in a kilo. So what's that?
What's his weight cap? Just what's the weight cap he fights at?
It's going to be welter.
147. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's been training with loads of other people. He's decided to come to me. The reason he didn't start with me because of travelling. Well, my son's come to me. He's very powerful. He had 17 fights and never knocked anybody out. First fight he had under me, he knocked the Irish 64 kilo champion out. He was in an amateur fight against Repton. Now my son's turned professional. I'm blessed because I have a very unique understanding with him. We are not just father and son. We are a coach and boxer. We're friends. And I will always, not just Pat, I will protect all my boxers. But he's, as a dad, you fine detail. That's the only word I can use is you go beyond because that's your son.
Yeah.
And I think throwing a towel in, if it ever got to the instant, I would probably throw it in a lot quicker. Nerve, I'm going to be more nervous. He hasn't had his debut fight yet. When he does, I will be nervous. But then I train another amateur now who was a father and son. They didn't get on. They found it hard to do the job together. Now his dad has asked me to take him over.
Yeah, it's
so he's 19. I'm his full-time coach now.
Oh, okay.
So, it's a real, it's a balancing act when it comes to your child because first and foremost, it's your flesh and blood, it's your child. But your son's boundaries will be different to a normal boxer's boundaries. Yeah. He will feel that he can step and say things a lot more than someone who's not your child.
Yeah.
So I think if you can get over that hurdle and not have the, like even Mayweather and his dad, look at the arguments they had.
Yeah.
You have to do that behind the scenes. You have to have that level of respect. And I'm blessed by God that me and my son are absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt we are strong, really strong.
Okay, well then talking about did you see Ricky Hatton's son fight again? Did you see
Yeah.
Did you see it, Ned? Rick, I don't think you saw that part of the card then. He was a bit up, Hatton's son. Have you ever seen him box at all?
No, I've heard of Ricky Hatton Jr. I haven't seen his fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
have to catch up on that card to have a look and then
I'll tune in.
And see what your opinion is. Like, we can start.
Thank you for putting me on notice.
Yes. That's the homework, Ed. That's the homework. No, it's different because I'm not.
You've not missed much. You haven't missed much.
Yeah, I'm not super impressed by him at all. Campbell Hatton at all. So skip. Let's just go to the main event. So, Chisora Parker. Right. This has caused a great debate. I was even been debating Caden about this. And then Caden did the fight breakdowns. Like I'm going to go to Ned first on this one. And who did you have winning and why? How did you see the fight?
I had, I said, if y'all tuned in on Sunday, I said Parker won. Even with the knockdown from Chisora. Chisora, he tried the same tactics he had with he tried on Usyk, but it didn't work. And Parker showed that he can be an elite fighter. Like Parker is top 10, but sometimes I feel like Parker just doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't have the dog. He doesn't have the fighter inside of him. And when that happens, I feel it's his fights. He doesn't know when to take out lesser opponents. But with Chisora, when Chisora went for the knockdown, that knockdown wasn't really believable. It was like more Joseph Parker
It was a
wasn't dizzy, he wasn't out of his element.
Flash knockdown.
Yeah, it was like he tried. Derek Chisora tried him, but after that, it was just a schooling from Joseph Parker, and I salute Joseph Parker on that win. Just Joseph, please be more gritty, be more go into a dark place sometimes before a fight, and then come out with that devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, he needs to come out of that grip. To me, all right. So you had, how much did you have Parker winning? Like, what was, if you had to score it? How many rounds ahead would you say Parker won?
I said I probably gave Chisora about 4 rounds in that fight, but Parker clean sweep after that.
Yeah.
First round because of that knockdown, but that knockdown it happened. You scared him. You made him fall to the ground, but that was about it. You know.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, fight fans, what are you saying? Ned, you can interject anytime. It's not as disciplined as the boxing pros where
I hear you. I like to let people talk, you know.
I know.
It's like part of my nature.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad habit of mine, but hey, such is life. But go on, fight fans.
I'm going to annoy people. I had Parker winning the fight. I watched it again.
Yeah.
And I think that people are scoring Chisora's fights based on the excitement he brings them while he's fighting. Like, yeah, it's exciting what he does. And it was exciting for the 4 rounds that he had energy to do it. And then after that, he got soundly handled and Parker took the rounds. I mean, he got 1 more. I got his 7-5. It's I just don't think what he does is very effective with all the losses. It doesn't look good, but it's exciting and fun to watch. Yeah, fun to watch. But to score it, I would not say he won it. And the worst thing is, because everyone thinks he won, he's going to get another damn pay-per-view for the same damn fight, and we're going to have to put up with all of this again.
Well,
and another 2 million.
Leon, you didn't even do the first one. You weren't in that pay-per-view game.
I watched it for free on YouTube the next day. I just wasn't going to pay it. No, I saw something about, as I said, if you didn't have Chisora and Parker on that card, there would have been enough money for that to have been a Saturday night fight, and that would have been a great Saturday night fight card. A great Saturday night fight card, and all the people on there would have got loads of exposure. I don't think they needed to do that just to give Chisora and Parker a pay-per-view. If they were going to give them a pay-per-view, they should have had more 50-50 fights. A lot of those fights, you knew who was going to win. The only meaningful competitive bout was Jonas Taylor, or Taylor Jonas. And Parker Chisora was competitive, but competitive because Chisora's had loads of losses and Parker's hasn't boxed to any decent standards since the Dillian White loss.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a competitive bout on high level skill. It was like a downward sliding competitive bout, and Chisora was coming off of a loss. It was just I just didn't get it. I did not get the excitement around it. I got the names on the card. I got it sounded exciting. When you looked at it, they weren't competitive and meaningful fights. The only one was the Taylor and Jonas fight, which was a great fight. So if you were taking the headliners off, put it on a Saturday night, absolutely great. Look,
all day long. All day long.
But to add Parker and Thing and charge us to watch that, the non-competitive bouts, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my thoughts on the matter is, okay, Chisora won. Chisora won by 2 rounds. 115, 113. Chisora won. I did the rewatch bit of the first round when Caden broke it down, and I've come to the realization that Chisora didn't actually win.
Hold up, you was rooting for Chisora this fight? That fight?
Oh no, I actually predicted Parker to win by points by unanimous decision. Yeah, that's what I predicted. So I was quite shocked when I saw how Chisora was going, but Yeah, no, I predicted Parker to win, but in my opinion, Chisora won. That's just my opinion. Round one, yeah, I could see the argument that, all right, to me, you can't say it was a flash knockdown. It wasn't a flash knockdown. It was a knockdown. He got knocked down.
Was he buzzed?
It doesn't
Nah.
matter. That's not
a flash knockdown at the start of a round like that is more than likely. It could be he didn't warm up enough.
Doesn't matter.
The time and the time got to him.
We don't care what the reasons is.
But that's reality of boxing. That's the reality of boxing.
He got knocked down. We don't care why. We just know it happened.
We agree. I agree with that.
It's a flash knockdown.
Yeah, he got knocked down, Ned.
He got knocked down. I agree. The knockdown wasn't believable. It was like, oh, he won the fight after that.
No, it's to me. That could be all right because Chisora didn't. If Chisora didn't win the round after that, you could score it as a 10-9 round. I'm not mad at people that scored it as still a 10-8 round. You know, I'm not mad at it. Like Chisora still went on. Like, all right, they was in clinches a lot. Clinch punches don't count for point scoring, but Chisora's body blows were aplenty. They were aplenty and they were point scoring. But also, I'll give it to Parker more than I did before, is that he was hitting with the jabs and it was so nippy at times. I guess because I was doing live commentary on another channel and watching it, sometimes I'd miss the nippy point scores that
Parker had cleaner work, a lot cleaner than Chisora. Chisora just walks forward. Most of the time he's walking forward. He might be wearing punches on his gloves or his forearms, but he wasn't throwing nothing back. So, for me, Chisora, if anything, Chisora, in my eyes, probably won the first 5 rounds. The last 7 was Parker, without a shadow of a doubt. So that's the way I looked at the fight, because I think Chisora after 5 was just surviving. He was walking because that's in him. That's what he's about.
You know, he always flags out at about, like 5 rounds, 5 to 7. But I actually still I still got him winning. Sorry. I still got him winning. Like, I would have been comfy if it was a draw. But I already said it while I was live on the air. I was like, he's going to get robbed. He's going to get robbed. It doesn't matter if it's in the UK. They're not going to go for Chisora because he doesn't fit the mold as a 37-year-old, high-paid kind of like journeyman that's on a 10-win, 10-loss streak. It doesn't versus next world champion that's beaten a lot of the best and then got beat by a couple of the best, as in Dillian White, as in Anthony Joshua, 29 years old.
So you really believe that the judges are going to go with that opinion you've got? The judges are going to sit there and think, I'm not going to score him because I think he's a journeyman. I'm not going to score him because he's 37. I'm not going to score him. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I do.
I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I do. It doesn't matter if you agree. I just know that's what I'm saying. So, that's what I'm saying, because boxing, Andy, has politics and politics.
Of course, boxing has politics, but I don't think all them judges are going to have that point of view.
One judge had it 116 to what? What was it? 116 to what was the outlandish? Was it 116 to 110? Ridiculous.
110, I think it was.
And the judge was from New Zealand. So yes, they do score unfairly.
But Chann,
Chisora didn't lose a step after that knock. He lost plenty of steps after that knockdown. And he showed you he wasn't as aggressive as you thought he was. Like, the first round was good. The second, he just kept digressing, and then you saw Joseph Parker really just take over and dominate him. There was, I would say, there was a couple rounds. I think there was a round where I scored it a 10-10 round. But to me, Chisora won.
I'll rewatch for the sake of sanity on this topic. But even if it was a draw, Andy, would you have been good with it if it was a draw?
For me, it was a very close fight, and I think at the start of the fight, Chisora probably cleaned up most of the rounds. The later stage of the fight, I think Parker done the more, would I say devastating work? No, more eye catching, the more point scoring work. Chisora just walked forward. He walked and he walked. You know, and I think he was trying to wear Parker down, but that's not going to score you points.
Well, Parker got it wrong in the beginning because Parker thought, let me trade. Because I said, you can't trade with Derek Chisora.
No, you can't. You can't. Jamie was in Chisora's camp for this fight. And Chisora, you know, through the sparring, they used, Jamie's only a cruiserweight, but Jamie is light, sharp. He's got a really good jab on him, and I think he's probably the closest thing to Parker that they had there. But they had proper heavyweights, and Derek was going for 8 rounds with these boys, and they weren't playing. Believe me, they weren't playing at all. And I think if Parker didn't have the foot movement he did have, if he had maybe 15-20% less, I think Parker would have been in a lot of trouble. Because I saw Derek doing things in sparring in them 8 rounds, and it was like, wow, you know, he was going, absolutely going, and you know that's the way his camp was. So the first 8 rounds, I expected Chisora to just walk him down and just tear him apart, but he kind of done it for 4, maybe 5. Then after that, I just thought he blew out. He ran out of gas.
Yeah, but even when they're running out of gas, he still nicked. In my opinion, he when people say he ran out, he usually runs out of gas. But I think this performance was better than the performance he did with Usyk.
Yeah. With Usyk, he didn't cut the ring down enough. You can't chase someone who's good with footwork. You have to cut the ring down, not chase. And he chased him, and he hasn't got the engine for that. You know, where with Parker, he was a lot more calculated with Parker in that
Parker
fight.
Changed his game plan though. Parker did what I initially predicted Parker to do to win the fight, was to dance and to, you know, point score and move on the outside. It's the only way you're going to beat Derek Chisora, being a Parker. In my opinion, Parker's looked trash for the last few fights now. I'm over Parker. Sorry, Parker. I know you may see this. No disrespect here, but like, I don't keep my opinions on the fence because just in case I want to interview a fighter. Like this is what it is. He just hasn't looked good. He ain't looked good.
Parker hasn't got the grit, and my American cousin said exactly the same 15 minutes ago. If you're going to be on that world stage, you got to bring everything to that stage. Don't do your camp and don't go through all the stuff you go through in life to be a boxer. Get on the stage and then do flip all. I don't get it.
And I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Get out of here, Parker. I'm bored. It's a snooze fest. I'd rather pay my money, pay-per-view, no matter what fight fan figure says, to watch Chisora effectively probably lose, but with the entertainment.
I bought the Usyk one. I bought the Usyk one.
Parker win because it's boring. Watching Parker win is boring. Watching Derek Chisora lose is exciting.
This is why I don't. I don't.
How mad is that?
But this is why I disagree with what Lisa said, that it's a business thing because there's money in Parker.
Bruv, it is.
Not exciting. Parker's not exciting to watch, but he's not exciting to watch.
He's a snooze fest, mate. And in my opinion, he's not top 10. He's not a top 10 heavyweight. He's top 15. Top 15.
True, but still, he's still young. He's like 29, 30 years old. He has so much potential. His ceiling is really high. I feel Parker's ceiling is really high. But he doesn't utilize...
Do you think he's top 10?
At the moment, yeah, but I feel there's up and coming boxers.
Ned, you know I love you.
Former world champion. Former world
It's
champion.
like he gets the job done sometimes, but when he fought AJ, I felt he was very timid. When he fought Ruiz, it showed him like you have to like Ruiz was attacking. Ruiz was
robbed. Ruiz was
yes,
robbed.
I agree, but I feel he just needs that type of like the tenacity to just come in the ring and just say this front fighter in front of me is food, but he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it a lot of times. When he fought Junior fight, it was a disappointing fight. I can't believe they went just 12 rounds instead of him just knocking the guy out. But respecting Junior fight, I was rooting for him in that fight. I was wrong, but you know.
That was a snooze fest. If you have to put Parker in fighting with the other current top 10 heavyweights, who does he beat? All right, so Dillian White beat him. AJ's beat him. Junior Farr's not even in the top 10. Nearly beat him because to me that was a close fight. You know,
Joyce beats him.
Yeah.
Who does he beat in the top echelon? Who does he beat?
You don't think he'll do well against Yoka?
Huh?
I think he could beat Ortiz.
Tony Yoka?
I don't know why Ortiz is still in the top 10. I think he could beat Povetkin. I think he could beat Joe Joyce. We have Michael Hunter ranked. I think that would be a very interesting fight. I wouldn't take Joe
Parker could beat Joe Joyce.
I think.
Did you?
Listen, like, no, come at me now. I think. Like,
I don't know. I can see that. I get why you say that because he could just point score and dance around Joe Joyce. But Joe Joyce
is wax. It's melting wax.
Joe Joyce isn't
water.
Chisora, you know.
Oil, melting wax versus oil. Like the fighting styles night and day. Like you know,
it is, but it's similar to what Chisora is. Joe Joyce is similar to Chisora. It means he goes forward, got way better footwork, way better boxing.
He can punch a lot harder. He's got a much better jab. He's got a longer jab.
He's got much better fucking I don't know.
I think Parker would struggle.
He struggled with Chisora, so he would definitely struggle with Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce.
He may
and how old is Joe Joyce? 32, 33, 35. Yeah, well, he's, you know.
Oh, wow. He's up there.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
But he's still fresh. He
came through late, but he come through as he's a silver Olympian. You know, he's not. Joe Joyce is a very good boxer. What I'm saying is Parker could possibly beat him, but that would be, I would more be inclined to go for a 60-40 win with Joe Joyce winning 60-40. Can I just shout out Ola? Thank you so much for the super chat. Massively appreciated. Shout out to the Ned, the TBE. The general is in the building. Don't you get it, guys? It's a lot around here. We got the Andy Gill and we got the Fight Fan Figures. Like it's a mad lineup, and I'm very appreciative of the lineup. But yeah, back to Parker. I think he's boring. He's like a librarian. It's just out. And
that's why I don't think that it was some promotional thing to get more money from Parker bouts. I think the reason Chisora doesn't get fights scored in his way, the same reason I probably don't get scored.
Because you don't like him, Lee.
You don't like him. And you don't see the good in what he does. I just see what he's doing. He's messy. It's Morley. I don't give him boxing credits where possibly it could do if I didn't think he.
Why don't you like him so much? I don't understand why you don't like him.
Belligerent. He reminds me of one guy I was at school with. You know, there's always that one kid that thinks he doesn't need to follow any of the rules. He's not done anything to deserve any kind of privilege, that gets this. And I'm just like, how does this? He's just so belligerent. He's just, what did Dillian White call him? Dillian White had the right words. Even after we praised him and said he thought I can't remember what he word, but it was a good word for it. And
you don't. I find Chisora entertaining. You don't find him entertaining?
He is entertaining,
I do find him
not in a likable way. You know, he's dislikable and entertaining. That's the way I see it. He's entertaining. But
Stop being a hater. Stop being a Chisora hater. I'm a bit of a Fury hater, so I can't tell you that. Don't be
You
Everything
like what you
sells.
like. You don't like what you don't like.
under noses.
Everything sells, and Chisora knows how to sell. That's salute to Chisora. That's why
There
he's
we
one of the
go.
greatest.
Exactly.
Yeah, but are we going to keep on paying to watch the losing? Like I don't think for one that he should take the rematch because Parker's got his number now. Parker knows how to beat him. Stay on the outside boxing, jab him off, and come in for Parker's combinations are great. His combos were hitting. Come in, assault, and get back
Yeah.
out.
Here's a question. Here's a question for all three of you. Is Chisora in boxing right now to make a name in boxing or to
No.
make money?
That's why the judges won't side with him. Exactly my point. He is not for them. They see his antics, his age, what he's achieved. They know he's not in boxing for a legacy. So why are they going to give him an interim belt? It doesn't make sense. You just
But
answered
he doesn't care.
There
He'll
you
still
go.
get a pay-per-view after his loss. Chisora doesn't care. He'll still get a pay-per-view after his loss.
Yeah, but
He
bro,
got 2 million.
He
2
won.
million he got.
He'll
He
get
won.
2.5 the
He
next one. He'll
won.
get more.
2 point. Oh, did he?
We were
No,
saying,
I say he'll get more next
philosophy.
fight.
We
Yeah.
were saying, I'm over talking and I don't business, yeah? Because we were saying, Kovalowski,
Yeah. Good night.
as a journeyman, Kovalowski got robbed. Was it fair? No, against David Adeyeye. It was a liberty. So I am standing for fairness. Just because he may not be in it for legacy, just because he's 37 years old, just because he does his antics,
He didn't do enough. He didn't do enough in the fight to win. That's
Yeah,
why he
he
lost.
didn't do enough. I'll tell you that. He didn't do enough.
All right,
How I
so
saw
in a
this.
Didn't
rematch,
throw enough jabs. Didn't throw enough body shots. Didn't throw
exactly.
enough backhands. All he done was walk forwards. That's all he done. That's why he lost the fight.
Andy, 'cause you're on camera. I need to see your lovely face when you're on camera slewing like that. Right there. So in a rematch, I agree. His jabs are trash. They were basically non-existent. Like, he doesn't have that many boxing fundamentals. But this is what I'm saying. The mere fact that we can debate if he won against Joseph Parker says far more about Parker than it does about Chisora. Don't you get it? Parker ain't good enough.
100%.
No,
Another
and no one's
thing
disagreeing with you.
Mm.
And the great thing about Chisora is it really doesn't matter that me or anybody else doesn't like him. There's still plenty of people that do. And even though he loses, plenty of people still buy his pay-per-views and he'll still make his money. So I can say, give my biased opinion freely and openly because it doesn't matter. Because many people enjoy what they see and many people will continue to pay for his fight. And good luck to them.
A lot of boxers have to be ticket sellers to earn their way through the boxing game. Chisora's a ticket seller. He'll keep getting fights. He'll keep winning. 37 years of age, you're getting in the ring. Is he really getting that hurt? That's debatable. He's earning top money.
Yeah, and the worst knockout was the Dillian White knockout. Like that's like since as we can recall, like in the recent years, that's only ever since his last fight, nobody's been able to take him out. So he gotta make his money.
Some people are in this sport to be world champions. Some people are in this sport to make a living.
He passed the world champion bit.
But he's earning good money. £2 million. I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah,
he always gets. Chisora doesn't get no less than a mil 1.5 ever in his fights. He's a pay-per-view guy. This is what I'm saying. So the next fight. There's no point of him fighting Joseph Parker again. Joseph Parker will win convincingly.
Yeah, but it'll be for money.
He'll still lose and get paid. He'll still lose.
Yes, that's it. That's the one.
That's the brilliance of the man.
Let's get another 2.5 mil in the bank.
Yeah.
Well, if
and
he can get it,
pay for the rematch.
If he can get it,
up it to £25. Up the price. Maybe that will.
If he can get it, right? Cool. But what I'm saying is, I get it. I'm on your side where we're not going to keep on paying to see him lose. I think this is his final pay-per-view bout, like the next fight. But you never know, because if he has to fight one of the other lads, like who else could Chisora fight, and it wouldn't be. It would still be deemed PPV worthy. Ned.
Wilder.
Wilder, it won't happen. I don't see Wilder fighting him, but I can see him taking on Joy Joyce. I can see him taking on the loser of the Joy Joyce Usyk fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Daniel
Dubois?
Yeah.
I can see him fighting. What was the kid who fought? What's his name? They fought last month. I'm losing his name. The gatekeeper. We go.
Gatekeeper heavyweight.
Oh, he took a big dive in that fight. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna look him up real quick. Oh man, what's his?
No,
he's old. He's an old fighter. I'm gonna get his name.
Yeah.
Just losing my mind.
Not Ortiz.
Not Ortiz. He fought him last month.
He fought last month. Is he American?
No, yeah, he's an American fighter. I'm about to get his name right now.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah, pull it up because I'm intrigued. But all those people that you've mentioned, yeah, and we agree on that, don't we? Like, yeah, he could fight the loser of the.
He fought Eric Molina. Fabio Wardley. He could fight Fabio Wardley.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting fight.
Again, Fabio Wardley.
That would be an interesting fight. Yeah.
He has a lot of the young fighters.
That's a little gem there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A good fight.
That is a good fight.
Fab, if you hear this, I had the pleasure of interviewing him. I would. What does he think about? I wonder what he thinks. I'll get to ask him. Maybe we'll get to actually ask him and see what his honest opinion would be. Where would that go? That's mad. That's mad. Fabio's great.
Yeah.
Where is it pay-per-view go?
No, Dillian White undercard, which is already deserves to be. It's a co-main event.
Fabio has a long way to go, but like probably 2 more fights. He needs big names under his belt right now, just for him to like get that pay-per-view slot, like that headliner.
Yeah.
But
Wilder won't fight anyone.
That would be a great fight.
Yeah, that good one, Ned. That it would be a great fight.
Yeah.
Fabio, you were
Michael Hunter too. Michael Hunter versus Chisora would be a great fight. Yeah, shout out to
that would be one to gauge. Yeah, that would be one.
Chisora has done really well to get people to buy a Joseph Parker pay-per-view, and he's had so many losses. I have to give the guy respect for him to build a commercial value with the product he produces.
Oh God!
I'm just utterly amazed. Even like reading the comments, how much support the man has got. You know, I'm not questioning myself. I know what I see, and I'm not changing my mind because everybody else sees it. But people clearly love him, so good luck to the man. Good luck to him.
Yeah, he does throw his toys out the pram, like Sammy Ali says. Yeah, he does, Sammy. He throws his toys out the pram. Anyway, I think we spent. Go on, Lee.
I was going to say, it's not even meant to go what he wants sometimes. He just throws his toys out the pram for the sake of throwing his toys out. He can have everything he done once, and he'll still do it.
Yeah, I know.
The kind of person he is.
I know, and that's why, this is what I'm saying, Andy, why certain judges will just be like, they come into the match going, this geezer makes me sick, man.
That's not scoring points.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go all out not to score any points, but where I can be a bit... I will do. Do you know what I mean? Because they see the antics. It's not like they're coming like they're like jurors coming on a trial, like unbiased. Like these judges are privy to see the whole press conference, the weigh-ins, everything, the full antics before these geezers fight at the end of the day. And if Chisora gets on your nerves and he pulls all these stunts, why won't a judge just be like, you know what, we don't really care. We're going to give you, all right, that was a knockdown, but we're going to give it a 10-9. All right, you kind of won the round, but, you know, we might just 10-10 it. Or we might give this one, edge this one to Parker. Hence, the New Zealand judge was just like, he just makes me sick. That's why the New Zealand judge gave 160 to 110 in the seat. Right.
He rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But I feel Chisora needs a convincible win. Like, he hasn't had a convincible... Like, I thought he beat Usyk. I thought it could have been a draw. That fight could have been a draw. But when you watch it back, his chasing down, the hunting, the head hunting, it wasn't effective. He wasn't effective with it. But it looked like he was dominating the fight, but he never really got to Usyk. So, but Chisora just needs a convincible win. I feel he could beat a lot of these young guys coming up.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know, keep doing your thing. He's still a funny, entertaining fighter. I love him. You know,
don't you
top
think?
5 favorite fighters.
Yeah, don't you think it's still inspirational to see a 37 with that motivation to be in the sport or not?
Yeah.
Or I think it. Do you not see it?
He works hard. You know, like I said to you, Jamie was in camp with him, and you know, you see he got pushed to the limits, and at 37, it was just, you know, it's just, yeah, you look at him, and a lot of people think he just turns up and fights, but they see all the background work that goes in, you know, and I've seen it firsthand. So he puts a lot of effort in. He does work very hard, very, very hard.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Coolio and the gang. I was just speaking to someone quickly on the DMs. All right, got you. I understand. I know where we all stand now with the Chisora vibe. It's all good. Some are split. So I'm the only one on the panel that thinks Chisora won then, basically.
Yeah, but the panel's not a true representation because most people...
No, I'm just saying, on the panel, I already knew from jump who fought. I knew Fight Fan Figures fought.
I guess it's Chisora's biggest fan. But, yeah,
3-1. 3-1.
This is the maddest thing. I'm not a Chisora fan. I'm not a Chisora fan. I predicted Chisora to lose. And whether my prediction, according to you guys, was right. So, you know, and according to my prediction was right. It weren't unanimous decision. It was split decision. But, you know, he lost. But I just think I was pleasantly surprised. And I just think I still have to just say I believe that Chisora won. I see Teddy Atlas say Chisora lost.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Because
quite a lot of substantial people say that he won.
You're all fans. So we're all going on.
Andy, we're not fans.
No. Boxing fans. You're boxing fans. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So we went on about Eubanks and his coaching. What do we think of Parker and his coaching? Did we see anything wowie? Did we see? Yeah,
he was a great boxer. I mean, this is my whole
point. He's only recently joined him, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, but this is my point. Just because you're a good boxer doesn't mean it translates into you being a great trainer. But Andy Lee, if I'm not mistaken, has trained to championship world level. Yeah. So therefore, you know, I haven't seen Roy Jones Jr. do that. Just going back on what we were talking about. So that argument actually, Chann, it doesn't work for Andy Lee because Andy Lee has proven that he is a great trainer. The other geezer, McGirt, I see Caden just really not on him. He's just like, yeah, what has he done? Yeah. I think McGirt is more, but Buddy McGirt's more of a character. He's more eccentric. From you've come in this thing and talk about you ain't even watched a Derek Chisora fight. You two are two peas in the pod. You don't want legacy, and all you care about is money. And you just care about money because Derek Chisora can afford you, and that's just the bottom line of it.
Why would a boxing trainer? But Chann, why would a boxing trainer have any desire to watch a Derek Chisora bout? I totally understand him never seeing a Derek Chisora fight.
You're cold. You're cold.
Fight fans, I have to give Chisora this. He's got, if not, the best resume in the heavyweight division.
That's where you might see him.
Let's not talk about wins. We're just talking about the people, the level of opponent he's faced. He's got better. He's done the damn thing. His resume is good. So
he's improved. He's improved. He has improved.
He's improved. It was good from jump. He fought Tyson Fury. He fought Dillian White. He's fought everyone near enough.
He will take on all the smoke. I have to give him credit for that.
Yeah, he will. Yeah. He's got that old school mentality. He'll fight anybody.
Yeah, so if you're
anybody for the money.
So
Pay
if
him.
you're a
Yeah.
trainer, yeah, for the money. So if you're a trainer, Mr. McGurk, why have you not seen Derek Chisora? He's been in high-level fights, pay-per-view fights. It's not like he's just stayed at British level or domestic level. He's been at world level, whether win or lose or draw, whatever it is, for a while now.
I tell you why. If I'm
The
sitting at
trainers
home,
should have saw you.
I'll tell you why. If I'm sitting at home and I want to show someone a fight, if I want to show them a Vitaly Klitschko, if I want to show them Dillian White, I wouldn't pick the opponent to be Derek Chisora. I wouldn't, because he just comes and he mauls. It's not something I totally get why.
He's not. But what I'm saying is, you're saying that to someone that if you're saying that to a casual fan, hey, this is what I'm going to introduce you to what boxing is. No, you're not going to show them a Derek Chisora. What I'm saying is, if you are a trainer and you've trained that world, you should have still seen a Derek Chisora fight. He's fought on world level for a long time.
He fought some
regardless of what world level or not, regardless, if you're a coach taking on a fighter, you need to do your homework. Full stop. Doesn't matter who you are, what level you're at. It's your student. You have to look at them and think, right, you know, I can see gaps in their defenses. I can see gaps in their attacks. I can see gaps in their footwork. This is why they've lost that fight. And they've done the same thing again in this fight. All right, they improved in this one, but then they reverted back to their old style again and lost that fight. And you have to calculate. And then you have to put a program together. And then you have to apply that program to that fighter to improve him. Every time my boys, we've been in COVID for over a year now.
18 months for us. We're still on lockdown.
My boys have had 4 camps, 4 full-blown camps. And they're not fighting no one. But they've gone into camp. And I've picked an opponent and I've trained them for that opponent. So I've done the homework on the opponent, what the weaknesses of my fighter is, put the camp together, and then put them through it. Otherwise, what they're going to do through COVID, they're going to give up.
Question for you, Andy.
Like that. You're dedicated.
Pardon me, sir?
You're G like that. You're dedicated. That's what a good coach is supposed to do.
Because I'm responsible. I'm responsible for them. If they get into the ring and they get hurt, it's down on me. There's loads of coaches that go, well, they lost. It's nothing to do with me. It's everything to do with you.
But let me go on. Sorry, Lee.
Sorry, Andy. Yeah. So with all that time you spend contemplating the opponents for your fighters and you're planning your strategies, which Derek Chisora fight can you tell me would offer you any help? Jamie wouldn't fight Derek Chisora because he's a cruiserweight and Derek's a heavyweight. So if you wanted to send him a tactic, because this is why I understand why Buddy McGirt hasn't seen his fight. He's not useful for boxing trainers.
Yeah, but it's not about it. So say David Hay phoned me now and said, look, Andy, I want you to take Derek Chisora on. I would study before the press got hold of me, and I would be able to name every fight he's had, every mistake I feel he's made, every way that I can rectify it, what I can do as a coach for him. Am I just coming along to just pull the strings, or am I coming along to change the game plan? I want to change the game plan. I want to make him a winner.
Did he say he hadn't seen him at the press conference? He hadn't seen his fight at the press conference. I thought he said this when they asked him. I don't think
he's seen him full stop.
Okay, I'll get you Shann's point then. I thought he was just saying at the time when they asked him to train him that he hadn't seen his fight yet. Not that he's gone.
No, I don't think he's seen him full stop.
He's never seen him fight, Leon.
Never seen one of his fights. I think that's that's the way I've seen it. I might have it wrong.
All right, so
this is the type of man Chisora is. He's going to take a trainer. He's never even seen him damn fight. This is the type of thing Chisora does.
well, I've got a nick, a line from Kurt DeVille. This is a counterpunch. Andy Lee fought Chisora one, and I saw you guys on the Boxing Bros cover this topic, saying no, that's not. Andy Lee said in the corner, don't know if we got this one. Don't think we've got this one. Doesn't that translates to us? We're British. To us, that means we now make it. It didn't
It was a
happen.
close fight.
Lose. We lost.
It was close.
We can't clear.
It was a close fight.
You understand?
Hey,
Yeah.
we all have eyes, and we're all in the corner of the room. Well, I saw that night. I couldn't call Chisora the winner. Andy Lee might have been in the corner where everything looked like Chisora was really doing damage, but from my perspective, it didn't look like that. So
Andy
Lee probably couldn't see what Chisora was mauling.
It's a counter punch from your own opposition's coach. Said, I don't know, we didn't get this. And then when it went to the post-fight interview, and you straight away offered a rematch. Look, if you win,
money.
No, it's not about, because Joseph Parker is still pay-per-view and can still go and get money elsewhere. So hold up, wait a minute, let me finish. So if you know you've beaten someone convincingly, you don't offer them a rematch. You don't need the money. If you know you've whooped someone's ass, you don't have to do. You don't say, you know what?
It was a close fight.
It was a close fight, and it's another easy payday. Money's guaranteed.
You lot are painting the narrative that it was a close fight. Andy Lee is saying we didn't get this one, in my opinion,
because it was a close fight.
You lot are being fan haters now. Now you're being haters.
No, we're not hating no one. Not hating no one.
When it is verbatim that the geezer said, don't think we've got this one, and you lot are here going, but it was a close one. No, the geezer said we didn't get it, and that is why they're offering. They didn't say.
Did he say we didn't get it, or I think we didn't get it? Which one did he say?
He didn't say it's a close fight. That's why we're offering a rematch. He said, I don't think we got it. You never would say that. You would never. I don't think we've got it.
I think we haven't got this.
Yeah, I don't think we've got this. That means.
Yeah, that means it's close.
That means you knew that you didn't get it, and that was it. And if you looked at Joseph Parker, it's always when you see a fighter's body language after a fight, and you can see the ones that know they've won convincingly and they felt they've done a good job. Look at Parker's vibe.
Well, I think we all here feel like Joseph Parker should have knocked him out, and he didn't do that. So because of that,
could have done more. Joseph Parker could have done more.
Yeah, a lot more.
To stop all of this noise.
Yeah.
He won. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's no. It's my brother from another. KK. Well, go on, Kay. We've been back, but Kay, I've been seeing your point, Caden. Don't kill me. Don't come on my show and kill. Caden's like, I'm gonna get her now. I'm gonna get her. You had your show. You had your show and you broke it down. And I have to see the rest of the. I watched the round 4 one, I think, today, Kay. And
Caden gone in. He's broke it down, but I need to check this out.
No, yeah, Caden's doing breakdowns. And I said, Caden, do those breakdowns all the time. Like, that's a good segment of Boxing Bros with Caden, because he's analytical. What star sign are you, Kay? What star sign? When is his birthday? When is his birthday, TB?
It's in April.
Oh.
Aries.
Oh, yeah, they're a bit hard work. I used to have a boyfriend that was an Aries. He dumped me.
I'm Aries. Behave yourself. I wonder why. He probably couldn't get a word in.
Pay-per-view from Derek Chisora. He said, I'm not having that.
You know why he dumped me, Andy? You know why he dumped me? I'll tell you why he dumped me. Let's just digress a little bit. Them were the days we used to have pages, yeah? And we used to have pages, right? And then one day I left my pager at home and I went to my mate's house who he knew, and I decided he had his own apartment as kids, and that was the mad thing. So he always wanted me to stay there on the weekend, but I kind of wanted a free weekend, like, to be honest, like, I don't want to just be locked down, like, you know what I mean? So I left the pager at home and he was paging, and then by the time I got home, he was like, so I phoned him back, he's like, nah, you's up to no good, I don't want to be with you. And I was like, what? I was just I said the name of the girl's house. I was just at Thingy's house, who was his friend who he grew up with, our good friend, the girl. And he was like, no, I don't care. I don't want to be with you for that. All right, cool, bruv. Yeah. And I was like, I was a bit gutted for 10 minutes, and then I kept it moving. Anyway.
Okay, let's get on with the show. That was a terrible story.
No, it wasn't a terrible story. That was the real.
Well, all Aries are not like that.
You wouldn't dump me, would you, Andy?
Never.
Oh.
I'd lock you in a cupboard, but I'd never dump you.
the British humour. Ned's like this. You don't get it, do you, Ned?
Just get her out of the way, Ned. Get her out of the way. That's it. Just lock her up. That's it. You can get on with life.
How would you enjoy my company from a cupboard?
Well,
let's not go any further. Well, Kate, I know. What did you ask? Oh, Caden, you are Aries. I knew it. Technically, see.
yes.
Boxing, not brawling. How did Derek score points? Let's address Caden. Caden, I think what was overlooked, what was amazing coming from, we know this show has turned out to be Chisora and Parker. No worries.
I know. We need to move on quickly.
We are going to move on. But what it is, where I think it was overlooked, I think where he point scored was the body blows. Not in the clinches like we're saying, but Derek Chisora's body blows were amazing. His body shots were amazing. He scored a lot of those shots. Yeah, it did get sloppy where what we said, but I think was that overlooked, the body shots.
Do you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch this fight tomorrow. I'm going to count every single punch thrown by both people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ring you up and tell you.
Yeah, please do. And I'm going to watch it again as well, just to have a look again. Yeah, I am. But I've been watching it. I've got more to watch with Caden, so I'm going to watch with Caden's breakdown as well, just so I can see it from a different angle, because Caden got me with the first round, and I totally agree that Derek Chisora didn't in the end, even though he knocked him down to win the round. And you look at it for flush shots, clean shots, that was Parker. Anyway, so thanks for moving on. Sure, boy. Everyone's like, I'm a Scorpio, baby. I like Scorpios. They're my dads, and they're womanizers, so you know. They're womanizers. What star sign are you, Ned?
Hey, don't generalize on Scorpios.
Are you Scorpio?
Go on, Ned.
Are you a Scorpio, Ned?
No, I'm not.
What are you?
I'm an Aquarius, but you know.
Oh my God. I won't even go into 5 other stories.
Oh my goodness.
Most of my boyfriends have been Aquarians. Most of my boyfriends have been Aquarians. I don't know why. Complex and complicated. We'll leave it there. Anyway, so moving along swiftly, we're going to talk about the topic of the last few days that's coming up, the impending fight. No one gives a shit about the undercard. I couldn't care fucking less about this undercard, because the main fucking event is amazing and the build up to it is amazing. Billy Joe Saunders, Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders. Let's start from the beginning. Caden was with me on this journey. Shouts out to Kay again, because Caden was on the show in January. Do you remember, Lee, when Caden come on the show in January? And I was very vocal about Billy Joe Saunders. You're not winning, bruh. You're just...
thank you. You know.
You was worried. Ned was worried. Ned
was
looking at me like, I'm going to tap out of this show. I'm going to press escape. And if she ever agrees that Billy Joe Saunders is going to win. Ned, that everyone's deluded. He ain't winning. He ain't winning in January when they announced it, or when they was thinking about it. He ain't winning when they announced it in the ring. He ain't winning now. Do I want him to win? I'm British. He's British. Of course I want him to win. He's not. Yeah? So, Ned, you talk the talk. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Man. Billy Joe, I still don't respect you at all. I'm sorry. I might get real disrespectful on this show. It's like
you can say
everything you
whatever you
did
want,
up to this fight right now is not respectable in my eyes. I do not respect it. Period. Before you were supposed to fight Canelo last year, and then you said something about I'm gonna hit my wife. This is how I hit my wife. Fight got postponed. Fight you got suspended, and then now let's go here. We always say this on Boxing Bros. We paid to go see Billy Joe versus Demetrius Andrade, and somebody tested positive. We know who tested positive. DJS tested positive, and
nasal, yeah.
There was the start of him being a ducker because his first one of his biggest fights, he wasn't there. Then his second biggest fight, he gets Canelo. I don't know how he got Canelo. We should give Canelo to Andrade. We should have gave it to Andrade, but he got Canelo. Then he wants to stay during the pandemic. Oh, this is how you're supposed to hit your wife, and then get suspended. And for me, I didn't respect those. And then coming up to this fight, there was something about he torn his scrotum. He injured himself. He's doing multiple things. In the week of the fight, your dad comes out and says, "I'm not fighting. My son's not fighting because it's not a 24-foot ring. The 24-foot ring, and that's what we agreed on. Or if we agreed on 22, if we wanted 24, and now they decided with 20." Things of that age. The antics got to stop. And at this point, I hate this guy. I don't like the antics. I don't like how he's moving. And you want to come out and just be like, "Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna beat you. Stop it, yo. Canelo's gonna take this guy out easily. He's a candle waiting to get blown out on a birthday cake." Billy Joe, in America, we say, "Yeah, sucker. You sucker act." A sucker. That's it.
At least on this show, you can swear, Ned. It's fine.
I can swear. I'm trying to try not to.
No, you can swear, babe.
Don't get me too comfortable. I'm still throwing the kitchen sink at you.
That's all right. You can swear. Let it all out here. We don't give a fuck. We can't hear you, Leon. You sound like you're in Guatemala right now. Flipping hell. Gosh. You got to get that mic that I was telling you that I've got. Grab it. It's going to do you wonders.
You never sent me the link.
Okay. Well, I will do.
What I was saying was Billy Joe Saunders has actually shown an amazing way that a B-side can get one of their things through. He's waited till the last minute and then he's pulled this stunt and it's worked. And I've got to give him credit for that. Because who gets any leeway when it comes to Canelo? When does Canelo give in to B-side's demands? He tells them what's happening. He tells them when it's happening. He's known for giving them short notices, and they take it for the paycheck. Whereas Saunders has played the waiting game with him for so long, and then he's pulled this one out at the last minute, knowing that he wants belts. As Billy Joe Saunders said, they can fight someone else. Won't have my belt though. He's not going to be another champion. Canelo had nowhere to go. So I think in that sense, Billy Joe has shown how you can negotiate successfully when you're up against an absolute clear A side.
Go, Andy, because I've got things to say on this.
I think Billy Joe's is playing. It's a game, isn't it? It's all part of it. It's he's trying to get on Canelo's nerves. I've heard rumours about Canelo wanted an 18-foot ring. Yeah, we're talking about fighting for a world.
Yeah.
We're talking about a world title fight, and it's, why don't you fight in a proper size Olympic ring? A 24. It's so from that point of view, I don't think Billy Joe's in the wrong for doing that. If he's trained in a 24-foot ring and he's fighting for a belt and that's the way they've trained, then, so be it. Come on. Canelo shouldn't even make a fuss about it. Canelo should be used to fighting in a big ring.
Not making a fuss about it. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay. Well, from the media stuff I've seen, I think, both sides are making a little bit of hoo-ha about it, but I side with Billy Joe Saunders on that. Well, whether Billy Joe wins the fight or not, for me, layman terms, most world champions live the life of a boxer. You know, they train all the time, they eat clean, they run, you know, they don't go out partying, and you know, there's half a dozen people that I could mention that do that. People who go up and down the scales, who then come out of camp, and then you know they go off for 3-4 months, and you know they do all sorts of things and put on weight, and then they have 8 to 12 weeks to get ready for a fight, and it's like they got to lose weight, they got to get fit, they got to sharpen their skills up. Canelo lives the life, regardless of anything that's happened in that kid's background. He lives the life, and the only way I personally can see this from a coach's point of view that Billy Joe can win this if Billy Joe throws ones and twos and he runs. He throws ones and twos and he goes. Ones and twos. If he can do that for 12 rounds and Canelo cannot trap him down, Billy Joe's got a chance of winning. But Canelo he's a machine. He's an unbelievable machine with unbelievable power. And I think, me personally, I think Canelo's going to win this, probably in round 9 or 10.
A knockout.
Yeah, that's what I think.
We want to predict and say.
Yeah, I can't predict anything else than a Canelo win on points. So I don't think he'll knock him out. I just think, especially with the bigger ring, I think Billy Joe will be able to keep him away and survive the 12. But
as long as he's fit for the 12 rounds,
he will be. And as I keep saying, if there's somebody out there that is annoying enough to defeat the undefeatable, best believe it's Billy Joe Saunders. And Billy Joe Saunders, we think he's bad now. We would never hear the end of it. Absolutely never. And,
there's only one.
But it's highly unlikely. Yeah. But if that chip's going to land somewhere, especially because he's had so much bad luck with having the fights and all the cancer, he's had a lot of bad luck with it. If all that bad luck came on the flip side and all that good luck landed, it would just be annoying enough to be Billy Joe Saunders that it lands to, and he would be the one to get the surprise, and he'll be the one to defeat Canelo.
Yeah, and it's like any boxer, we all breathe the same air. We all got 2 arms. We've all got, heart, lungs, and it's another human being, and he can get hurt as much as Billy Joe can, and Billy Joe can get hurt as much as Canelo can. Canelo's not invincible.
No, he's not. But he's not. Damn good.
Yeah, he is. And there's no doubt that
he's stellar.
Yeah. But Billy Joe has got really good footwork, really good. And if he could just pick the shots off,
Better than Canelo?
He's got better foot. Canelo's flat-footed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Canelo's flat-footed. Billy Joe Saunders got better footwork than Canelo.
I just want to. I don't mean to cut you out. I just want to make this one point. Mm-hmm. I feel that when they were making these saying, "Oh, my son's not gonna fight," and then Billy Joe gets on social media, starts posting, then we get footage of the face-off. I feel they went to his hotel room and called him out, and that's why they pressured him into this fight. Because I feel Canelo stays in the gym. Billy Joe Saunders spent the last couple of days in his hotel room because he was ready to leave, he was ready to go, and that's in the story.
Yeah, you think like he didn't really have his heart in it. He was ready to go, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, so let me just break down what I know. So as you guys, if you subscribe, which you all should, to my channel, you see me quite vocal about the BJS and the Canelo situation. But then you see me report about I'm thinking that BJS, we know he's not the A side, but I feel that he's had, well, at the time, some unfair treatment to what was being said by Tom, his dad, Tom Saunders, and stuff that was saying. So I jumped on and done a report about, the ring. So initially, everyone was like, isn't this ring size in the contract? So the ring size was in the contract. The ring size was in the contract. Eddie Hearn. Go and look on Eddie Hearn's interview. The ring size was in the contract. The size of the ring for the contract was a 20-foot ring. Yeah. So I was defending Billy Joe Saunders with him kicking up a fuss. But really, what Canelo wanted at first, it was like 18 foot.
18, yeah.
Or 20 foot. So Canelo was like, I don't give a shit. 20 foot, you can have it. Once Canelo said, yeah, you can have the 20-foot ring, which was agreed contractually, Billy Joe Saunders said, no, I want a 24-foot ring now.
Well, then why didn't Canelo stick to his guns? Because if Billy Joe pulled out, Billy Joe would have stuffed himself financially. Because
Canelo said, I want to batter him. I don't want any reason for this fight not to happen, so people can say that I pulled the fight, or that I don't want to. I made the fight get pulled, so I have to fight this bum that's been flown in from around the corner over there. I don't want anything said against me, and you've got to respect Canelo for that. Canelo said you can have if there's 30-foot rings, which there ain't, you can have any ring. I'm going to beat you.
But Chann, I think he's on a mission for undisputed. I think
Canelo's on the mission for undisputed, and that's why he wants
that belt.
Right. He wants that belt that BJS has got. So,
and he backed himself to beat him in a big ring or not.
Yeah, if Canelo really wanted to, he could have said, "No, you can't have a 22-foot ring because we've already contractually agreed to have a 20-foot." And Billy Joe Saunders was like, "I saw it today." On the behind the scenes, he was like, "Oh, I've been practicing and training in a 24-foot ring." That's your business. But what you've agreed.
If that's the case, then that is your problem.
Yeah, what you've agreed is 20-foot. So all of these antics are now Derek Chisora-ish. Stop it, because we want to try and back you. We already know that the odds are super against you, and all you're doing is pulling antics. So Canelo said, yeah, you can have the 22-foot ring. Yeah, you've got a bigger ring than that we contractually agreed to. You're lucky. Billy Joe Saunders is one of the most undisciplined boxers when he is not in the ring versus Canelo, right? He balloons in weight. He goes all off on tangents. He tries to be overly funny with dark humor that most of the time isn't funny, which he's trying to do now. It's not funny. Don't know about this thing, the nasal drip thing that he had. I don't know what that was that showed. It was strong enough to show in your talk screen. So, I don't know what your reasons was for sabotage, but you've got a big kind of reputation of, not coming through like your mate Tyson Fury over there, when you're ready to duck and not, do your contractual obligations. We know that's what you two seem to be doing. So he's had 3 fights in 5 years. They've all been obviously wins because he's undefeated, but they've all been unimpressive, in my opinion. So for him to get this Canelo fight is a great thing, but Billy Joe Saunders is as good, in my opinion, as who he's fighting. So this has to be, remember, he's 2-weight world champ. So he come from 160, which I think he was quite swifter there. But I've seen his training, and he's got certain things that's going to give Saul Canelo Alvarez a good old run for his money, in my opinion. Will he get the win? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. It's going to go to... Billy Joe Saunders has never been dropped, and I doubt he has enough pop, because I don't think he wants to do a knockout with Canelo for the mere fact he's arguing to have more space in the ring. I think he just wants to do a stick and move, and that's what he does. He's southpaw, and he wake up.
I'm awake.
Then he's southpaw. It's like fighting fan figures. They always fall asleep when I talk, out of order.
I was waiting for you to mention.
So he's southpaw, which gives Canelo problems. But with Canelo, that was years ago that he's fought a southpaw, Lara. Who was the other southpaw that he fought? Who was the other southpaw that he fought? There's one more that he fought that was southpaw. Can't remember. I'm sure there was one more.
What, he lost against?
Yeah. No. He didn't lose against. No. He's still got the win. He's only lost against Floyd, but Floyd is orthodox. But it was Lara and someone else. But they pose him problems. But that was old Canelo. I've seen Canelo's what he's been doing. It looks amazing to me. What Billy Joe Saunders doing, it still looks amazing to me. The shape that he's in. But I'm predicting, Chann's prediction is Canelo on point by unanimous decision.
It's hard to justifiably give a valid reason for Billy Joe to win the fight because he's shown nothing with the opponents he's faced. He's shown nothing to say that performance there can beat Canelo. The one they go on about Lemieux, that was a while ago. So it's like he hasn't got anything currently to say he's on there. But he looks like he's had an amazing camp. He's had a fresh tune-up fight that he played, so he's not got any ring rust. And he's given himself the best opportunity. What he does in the ring now is up to him. When it gets down to it, 2 men in the ring, off they go. Billy Joe says he believes he can beat him. He said this for years. Let's see.
I would love it. I would bloody love it, to be fair. It would be the upset of the year. I'm rooting for him to beat Canelo, by the way. Like, I know Ned doesn't like him, but this is where patriotism steps in a little bit. Where,
I was going to say Brits back Brits, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm going to, like, yeah, just go ahead and do the damn thing. If there's an upset, all right, Billy Joe Saunders could be the geezer that can upset it. But do I think it will likely happen? No, but I think it's going to be an interesting fight, and I think it's going to be action-packed. And I don't want people thinking that, like, and it's true, everybody else has come to fight Canelo just for the check and to leave. Billy Joe Saunders, he's a gypsy, and they have the morals of they're going down. They ain't coming just for no check. He's going to give Canelo the best run he can for his money. So I don't want people thinking he's coming just for the money, because he's not. And he ain't knocking out Canelo, and Canelo's not knocking him out, in my opinion. But hey, let's see. That's what I wanted to say on that fight. Ned, go.
I'm just saying Canelo might do it. Canelo might knock him out. Just saying. Canelo, if they get into exchange where Billy Joe feels confident, like, oh, I got him, I think Canelo could just take his head off. But
what? So do you think it's going to be? So you're saying it's a knockout?
I'm hoping it's a knockout, but I know Canelo's going to win by points regardless.
Ned hates BJS. Like, Ned's not on it. Like, I was like that. I was so anti him as well. Like, yeah, I just think, yeah, I get what you mean, but let's see. And I don't know, where does he go? Where does Billy Joe Saunders go if he loses?
As you said, he's secured himself financially. He does what he wants.
Ned said retirement.
Retirement. Get that guy out of here. I don't want to see him fight again. Billy Joe's fighting. I'm not tuning in. No redemption on this side. No redemption. I can't watch this guy again. You know.
Yeah.
I tried to watch him a couple of times and he let me down. So after this letdown, after this, I'll get proven right. If he upsets Canelo, sure, let this guy tour the world. Let him get his 15 minutes of fame and give Canelo his rematch. But
do you think there's going to be a rematch? Because I don't think there's a rematch clause. Not saying that you still can't have a rematch if the other party.
Billy Joe would take the money and beat it and fight him again. Yeah. If Billy Joe managed to beat him,
that shows he's more of a chicken.
He'll get more money
to not rematch Canelo because he got it. He can't do it again. You know what, like AJ said. You're nice if you do it twice. I might have misquoted, but that's all I'm going to
do. Yeah, that's AJ's quote. Kind of, it fits for this. Yeah, it fits for this, So you're saying Billy Joe retires after? If he doesn't, I don't think so.
I'm just saying nobody wants to see him after this, Take some time off.
Yeah, because it's really at the top of the mountain, and then you've been really beat at the top of the mountain. It's hard. Where do you go? Andy, as a coach, where does your fighter go if they reach the pinnacle? Because this is elite level. This is pound for pound king. This is a potential Hall of Famer. So if you lose your belt,
Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. If you lose your belt to a Hall of Famer, where do you go?
How old's Billy Joe now? 30. Is he 30?
I'm not sure how old he is, you know.
I think he's 30.
31. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not
think he's
even 31,
30.
I think he's 30. You might be right.
Who is there for him to fight? You know.
But what happens as like what's the map of where? Because you know the route when you're coming up. You know.
I'd have to have a look at how many fights he's had over the last couple of years. Who has he fought in the last couple of years?
Not many.
So I'd probably say retirement too. What's he going to do?
Really? Wow.
What's he going to do? Fight Chris Eubanks?
Again.
What's he going to do?
So what? Don't you think he can do the Andrade, the Charlo? If Charlo moves up to 168, that could be a good fight, and he could.
Are they going to fight him without a belt? If he hasn't got a belt on the line, they're going to bother getting a ring with him.
Possibly
Andrade is struggling for opponents.
Possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
He could fight Andrade. He could fight Andrade.
Yeah, he's struggling for an opponent. Yeah, you're right.
What about Andrade?
This is just a redemption. Like, he got to redeem his character. At this point, his character is ran through the mud, and I don't feel BJ. I feel BJS. If that's the route he should take, but he's not going to take that type of route. He doesn't want to fight competition. That's what he's shown us. He doesn't want to fight competition.
Who? Billy Joe Saunders. So
he's with Alpha. He's about to fight Canelo.
He was not about to fight Canelo. Canelo came to his hotel room. That's the story I'm telling. I saw the videos. I looked. Canelo went to his doorstep. And over here, that means we showed up at your house.
Mm-hmm. And they said, yo, you better take this. You better do the fight and stop playing. You mean?
Yeah.
I don't, yeah. Now that you guys have said this, now that Andy's a coach and said, like, retire, that's like, but it's like, it's your first loss. I don't know why everybody says the retirement at their first loss. It's not like he's 39 and 40 and then he loses and then you're like, oh, bud, you had a good run. You know, he could run it again. He could get back into world title, but he just wouldn't be able to, because Canelo will be undisputed at 168. And then I don't know where Canelo's going. Canelo said he's not going to 175, so I guess Billy Joe Saunders will always be underneath Canelo. I don't know then, guys. Yeah, I just thought there could be a little more for him, but saying what you lot are saying and me seeing at this mountain and then you go to the bottom, yeah, I don't know where you go then. I don't know where you go. But
and would Billy Joe want to? Because he said he's secure financially. Like, would he want to go through it all?
Yeah,
knowing that every tweet he puts out is going to affect everything. When he can just be like, sorry, I don't give a crap. After that,
yeah, true.
He's got like you can't cancel me because I've already retired.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the prospect because I like Keyshawn Davis, so I'm really looking forward to. I think this is going to be a third fight. I've watched his debut and his fight the other day. I love the geezer, love the kid, great fighter. We've got another 20 minutes because this will be chopped up. So that's why I bring it to the 2-hour mark because I chop it up and I put it in sections. So bear with, we're at 1 minute 37 and we're going to have to touch on the topic of Deontay Wilder. Right.
Has he got a fight?
So recently we've seen Wilder get back in the gym.
Yeah. He's been training.
Yeah, what did you say, Ned?
He's been training.
Training at the gym in his house.
In his house. Living.
Yeah, with Malik Dive Scott. Yeah. Malik Dive Scott. Where do you stand with Deontay Wilder in general and Deontay Wilder, what he should do and do you see him coming back, Ned? And the recent allegations of everybody of what he said about, Mark Breland, etc., etc.
Listen, I do not like. This is another fighter I do not respect because he came out and he tried to just make all the excuses. He wasn't stand up about his loss. He just said, oh, he had things in his gloves. I was drugged. I wasn't feeling okay when I walked in the ring. Everything. He just had the worst day ever of his life that night. And for me, I just can't accept it as a logical person for you to sit there and say you had one of the biggest fights of your life and everything just went wrong that night. Like ABCD, all the dominoes fell into place for you to lose. So for him to just come out and say all of that is just, you look at him like in disgust, like ugh, like get out of here. So for me, I made a bet with one of the biggest wild bets in the world,
Slippery G.
It's Slippery G, and I said Wilder will not fight again this year. And I don't believe he will fight again this year. And if he does, it will be against the lessest of less opponents that he could just feel confident about winning, and he will not ever step in the ring again with any of the elites because he knows where he stands. He knows he doesn't have the edge on those who train every day, those who wake up and live this lifestyle, those who wake up and train, those who wake up and just want or are professional boxers. Because he tried to be a professional and he realized he was not. There's more to it than just having a right hand. So that's really all I have to say about that, you know. And
Who does he fight next? Who would you like to see him fight next? We know he's not going to do the ones who we like. So but who would you like if we could say, this is who you're going in with?
I would love to see him fight Dillian. I would love to see him fight Chisora.
Yes.
Chisora. Andy Ruiz.
No, Dillian,
yes.
I would like Chisora as well.
These three, Usyk, Andy Ruiz.
Usyk would be good. Do you know why, Ned? Because they're similar build and weight.
Yes.
Because Usyk's light for they're really cruiserweights. And Deontay Wilder is a bit of a glorified cruiserweight. Let's have right. Yeah, continue. That's a good Usyk.
And last but not least, I would like to see him fight Joseph Parker, but that's
why not?
That's a loss. Like we all know who's gonna lose in that fight, and I know I don't want to be proven. I don't want to be proven wrong and right in the same thing. Like you lost to Joseph Parker lost to you because he didn't want to fight you. So no disrespect to Joseph Parker, he's still one of my guys. Low key, you're Spider-Man to me, but you're wasting your powers. Like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility, and you're not being responsible. But
yeah, that's right. That's a fact. With great power comes great responsibility. And if you put that on Deontay Wilder, he has great power in one hand, but has no responsibility for anything that happens after, whether it's good, bad, or the other. Or even before. So with the recent allegations, as you know, they've been dragging over nearly a year and a half now. We're still talking about it, unfortunately. Do you see, Andy, where do you see Deontay Wilder fitting in? Bear in mind, he's 35 and going to be 36 at the end of this year. He's a Scorpio. Where do you see him? That's why he's got 8 kids. 8 kids, 7 baby mums. So anyway, or 8 baby mums. I think even 8. Wild.
Are you serious?
Hey, we talk about boxing.
I'm sure Kelly's giving him enough kids. I'm sure Kelly's giving him enough. I don't think he's got 8.
No, he's got 8 baby mums. Yeah, he has.
We're talking about boxing. That's parenting. Like, he may not be the best parent, but we talk about boxing.
I'm just saying, because he's a Scorpio. My whole point about Scorpios being, women like having loads of women. So, he got into the sport because he wanted to look after his children. Yeah. So I think having a padded career is served him correctly. Look at this one. I know it's a late one for Andy. You've been working hard, didn't you?
Yeah.
I know. Don't worry.
I finished at 10:30, and I'm back in the gym at 6 in the morning.
Fight Fan Figures has been on a shoot all day. Fight Fan Figures has been on a film set shoot.
Has he?
For his business, shooting a commercial all day. He's literally only got in about an hour and a half, maybe, before the show started.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds, people.
I've been a lady myself. I've just been doing nothing, so I ain't got no excuse. But so where do you see what happens with Deontay Wilder? Like, he's gone back. Have you seen the clips, Andy, of Deontay Wilder sparring with
training? No, I've seen his physique as in training. I think standing in his house, yeah, he looks fit and healthy, but I think he's that sort of character, full stop. Where do I see him going? Me personally, I like to see him. I like to see Wilder fight Dylan White. That's what I'd love to see, that fight. I would love to see that fight, but I don't think Wilder's going to be around for long. He's made plenty of money, and he's had a year and a half of making excuses. You know, it's he blames everything on everybody else. Yep, you know what? Stand up, be a man, and take responsibility for what happens in your life. You can't be. Yeah,
I'm very hopeful.
As a coach, there was a recent clip of him on the pads. I'm not sure. Do you want to see it, Andy?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, just have a look, because true, you're a coach and that. I just want to see. How does this thing go again? Where's my share button? Because you can share now. Okay, there it is. Okay. Did he have this on his? I'll tell you what we'll do.
Is he on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll get it off YouTube. That's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do. Not the entire screen, because I love doing the entire screen too much, and then it just show all my business. The other way there shows all your business, boy. How comes it's doing it like that then? I don't know it like that. It's got me as you. I don't understand that. That is weird. Hang on, guys. Can you see it going to YouTube? Can you see it on Google? What I'm doing?
Yeah, all we can see is one.
Google.
Yeah, it's just one tab we can see. So.
Hang on. You can still see me in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's weird that it does that, because I can't see you lot when I'm on here.
Oh, 1 week ago, is it?
Yes, the other day.
1 week ago. I've got it on my screen, but
have you? I want to show everybody. Why hasn't it got the recent one? That's the one with Ergovich and all that. Seen that? Where's the recent one? Let me put Malik Scott in.
Just put Dylan Wilder pads.
There he is. So yeah, let's have a go. Let's have a look. Come on. All right. There we go. Yo. So what's the scenario?
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
All right. YouTube, come on. I hate all this.
For Deontay Wilder.
It's quite glitchy, to say the least. Hang on.
Yeah, I've seen.
Really seen. What is this? Is this someone's thing? No, this is someone's bloody. Why can't we just see the footage? What would it be, Ned? Just to see his footage.
Let me see. I'm gonna email you the link.
You not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna email you the link.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you. Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
I can't hear you guys at all.
Oh, thank God for that. Come on, let's slag her off quick.
Let's talk while we got a chance to actually.
Yeah.
I can't hear you at all.
Let's start another subject. Yeah.
One sec.
Yeah. Let's have our own show.
From you lot can see it. I'll jump in and jump back out, but as long as you guys get to see it, and then I'll jump in and jump out.
Yeah, I'm watching it on my telly. Yeah, not.
Hold up. Hey.
Not really much to say.
Hey.
I actually
What
think
weed every day. So I ain't giving you all of the.
Another fight announced. The
Why
Dillian
is it
White
giving
fight
you all of the things?
all
YouTube's
of a
really
sudden
just
makes
being
sense.
like horrible, but I really want Andy just to have a look. You've probably just seen it by this time, and I want people that haven't seen it to have a look.
I think once the Fury fight is announced and Wilder doesn't have the option, all of a sudden Dillian White fight makes sense because it's an interview. It's a big fight.
I think it'd be a really good fight. They both
beat each other.
All right,
it'll be a good press conference.
That one. You guys are. I'm thinking
all the makings for a good pay-per-view.
He draws the pad back a lot, doesn't he? Making out that he's got some superpower.
I can see it.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ned.
It's a bit mad. Well, hopefully you can see it. Let's just.
You guys, I can't see the clip. I still see.
Because I can't hear nothing, but I just want you to see it.
I've messaged her to say that we can't see it, but she hasn't checked the messages yet.
Yeah, give me a second.
Hang on, guys. This has been well long and drawn out, isn't it?
Turn my
Here it is.
Oh.
So have you witnessed any improvements in there, Andy? Or you never saw any improvements?
No, his hands are very low. He's there's no form of defense at all. He's throwing a jab. He's throwing a screw shot. It's very single shots. There's no rhythm in combinations.
Okay, that's all.
He's not attacking up and down fluently.
Get out.
But it depends what this pad work session's about.
Let me come out and come back in because I can't hear anything if you lot.
But every time I see him...
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
I can't hear you lot. That's so weird. No. All right, one sec.
Who are the PBC heavyweights? Because that's who most likely he would fight.
PBC heavyweights, we got Andy Ruiz, we got Luis Ortiz, I think Adam Kanelki, and they're just like the biggest fight for him right now would be Andy Ruiz.
What do you lot honestly think of Andy Ruiz the other day? The fight.
That fight was I wasn't impressed. I thought
I was shocked.
I enjoyed that fight. Can you hear us now, Chann?
Can't hear none of you.
I was shocked.
I can't hear. I
was shocked by that fight.
Again.
I thought I don't know.
Keep talking. I can't hear you.
Ruiz looked lost.
You can't. Andy, Coach Andy, can you hear?
Come out and come back in.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
we can hear each other. Chann can't hear. Yeah, we can hear. No, we can hear.
Say that again.
Could you, Coach Andy? Can you hear LadyChann?
No, I can't hear her.
She came back. It's just like interrupting the feeds, but like I was saying, I feel Andy. It was. I feel Andy doesn't have the power everybody thinks he does. I feel he has fast hands.
He's off. Yeah, definitely.
If you get caught in the fury of punches he throws, then yes, you can get injured badly. But 1, 2, 3 punches, I think many can withstand that. And Chris Ariel showed his resistance when he did not get knocked out by those punches, or when he was trading with Andy Ruiz, and when he also dropped Andy Ruiz. So I feel Andy is a good fighter, but he's not at the level we all.
I still can't hear you.
Can you hear us now? Mic check.
Hello? I can't hear you. Nothing.
Oh no.
We hear you.
Strange. I don't know why.
That's a shame.
One sec. Un momento. Keep talking.
Come off, and we can keep talking. Yeah.
So Chris Arreola, like for Andy to like go all 12 rounds with Andy, Chris Arreola showed Andy Ruiz's like what type of fight he really is, because he could have knocked out a journeyman guy who's been in there with a lot of heavyweights, who's been knocked out by a lot of the elite.
He didn't look well staged to me. I don't know. Maybe that's my point of view, but
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away, and I thought being in the Canelo camp, we would see a higher skill factor about him, better movement, better defenses.
Yeah.
See, maybe it's because it followed that Chisora Parker fight. I really enjoyed that one. That headline, that fight. We was doing a live, and then we started to watch that fight. We all enjoyed it. I don't know if it's because we was doing a live and we all had that good energy.
It was a good fight. It was like from round to round, you didn't know where it was going. That's an exciting fight. When it's dictated to, then the fight's a bit boring, or it's. But it's, I don't know, I know the way Canelo's team train. I know Canelo's coach what he applies and what he expects from his fighters. But I didn't see Andy do that. I didn't see it.
I felt
exciting fight.
At times, you saw Andy resort back to what he looked like in AJ Ruiz.
Yeah.
It was, I can't go in because he got me. I'm like I can't get knocked out. I don't want to get knocked out. And that just showed you all the training. He wasn't applying everything he learned from the camp, and he was still, his old habits was still dominant in him. So for me, like I wasn't impressed at all. I don't feel he could stand up to Wilder. He can stand up to Fury. He can stand up to AJ.
No.
He probably could beat Parker. He probably could beat Ortiz. But the top 4, top 5, I think he would really struggle with them, and he does struggle with bigger fighters, but fighters who are 6'4", 6'5", or really got the reach on them. So,
how do you think he'd do with Chisora?
I think he could beat Chisora because he has faster hands than Chisora. Chisora's going to try. I don't know what Chisora's game plan would be with Andy Ruiz.
But just walk him down, draw him in. That's what he does.
He's getting beat up. Chisora's getting beat up, and this might be Chisora's last fight because Andy could probably concuss this man with hitting him with like a 10-piece, like with the most combinations he ever hit a boxer with. Because Chisora's gonna just try to go in head first. Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm done talking about Chisora.
But I like Chisora, but we spend a lot of time on Chisora. On our show, we spend a lot of time on Dillian, but Dillian, but we spend too much time on it. So, yeah.
So what Wilder? Where do you think Wilder's going then?
I don't know. I really just don't feel he's coming back. He's just using this for Showtime to save face. But
if they give him an
if anything, his Wilder should be licking his chops for the performance he saw Andy Ruiz had against Chris Arreola, and he should be calling him out. He should be calling him out right now.
Yeah.
Me knowing Wilder's gonna try to call out a bum, and then he's probably gonna get exposed because he's gonna underestimate the bum, and then that's where he's gonna take some more time off. Because after the first draw with Fury, he did the same thing. He took a little time off, but then he called it, instead of going directly into a rematch, he called out Brazil for some type of reason. Like, why are you calling out Brazil? The guy who's been inactive for 2 years.
Remember, Fury joined Top Rank. And won a couple of extra fights.
Yeah.
So did rematch straight away.
Right? But instead of going to the rematch, he did call out Brazil, or he didn't call out a better opponent. He called out Dominique Brazil. I was there at the fight. It was the Charlos. The Charlos were fighting at the Barclays, and Brazil was fighting. What's his name? He fights for Puerto Rico. I'm trying. Carlos Negron. He fought Carlos Negron that night. He was like the third. He was like the third fight before the two main events because the Charlos they're the main events of the fight. He knocks him out, and then Wilder's doing all this stand up. Oh, what's going like I had this kid in his arm trying to like I want you next. But I felt that fight was the mistake Wilder made because Wilder was really trying to build his skill set. And when he went into that Brazil fight, he just knocked him out so fast that he didn't really get to practice what he learned, and then he went back to stayed. He took 2 steps back after that because he couldn't implement any technique, any skill, nothing from his training camp. And then after that, he fought Ortiz, or did he? Am I not mistaken? He fought Ortiz, then he fought Fury. So then he did it again. He couldn't implement any technique against Ortiz, and it showed against Wilder Fury too. So for me, I don't know what Wilder could do at this point. I don't feel like anything we see on him doing on camera is anything spectacular, anything that's game changing. I just feel he's just the same old fighter who's going to try to throw that right hand, and all the fighters are on notice. They're aware of what he does, and he's going to.
Sorry, keep going, guys. Thank you.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. Sorry, what happened?
Hello.
The laptop just wouldn't respond. Like I couldn't hear you lot. I kept coming in and out. And you lot couldn't even see what I put.
We've been talking about star signs.
Yeah, we were able to speak.
It was good. Us two should do a show.
Yeah, you lot should do a bloody show. I'm not trying to show you something of this. I just wanted your opinions to really see this. And this is so annoying because I just want your opinion on this. You can still see this, right?
We're seeing the browser.
Yeah.
We can see more than last time.
Okay. I don't know what happened. No lo sé. Qué horrible. Un error para mí. See? Can you still see everything?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good stuff. Getting there. I just had to go to I just went to my thing because that's where I could see it on. That's where, do you know what I mean? Because when I'm searching it, I don't see it on the search.
I want to bring up another thing. I know I was talking about Wilder.
Keep going. You guys keep going.
Talking about Wilder. I just feel Wilder doesn't have the skills to pay the bills. Nope. And when it comes to the big fighters, he's gonna get knocked out. But I see a lot of guys bringing up Tony Yoka, and I feel Tony is something special, but he really has to be tested right now. He hasn't had a big fight yet. And I'm
very dangerous
about his fights. I want to see where he goes next with his next fight. Mm-hmm. But he needs a name. He needs to start like when I watched AJ was taking on everybody in the heavyweight division.
Thank you.
Even if they had a belt, even if we didn't respect him, he was taking on all the top heads. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to say Yoka has to do that exact same strategy, but Yoka has to get some names under his belt where we gets recognized. But that's all.
Yeah.
I actually think that it's actually more beneficial for him to take a more dangerous fighter like a Dillian White rather than trying to take a tune-up like an Ariola. Say, what's he going to take?
Still see
Karnacki,
this,
for example.
Yeah,
we can still see. If he takes a Karnacki and he gets all kind of trouble, he gets knocked down like Ruiz did, even if he wins, it's still not a good look. Whereas he's running out of time. If he takes the Dillian White fight, he becomes the interim champion, and he's got another route quickly to face the WBC champion. So to me,
you think he beats Dillian White? Think he beats White?
No.
It's too early for him. It's too early. He's too young. I see Daniel Dubois. He changed trainers, and he's trying to revamp his career after that knockout. But
revamp, and he's only just come through as well.
Yeah, he's young. Like he's really young. He has so much ahead of him. Like, one loss on your resume doesn't make you less the boxing. Like it's how you bounce back and how you play yourself.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's how. Hang on, let me just get it to the Wilder bit. So you guys can see this, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Leo and the gang. I don't know why it did that. It just tried to just.
We were talking about Dillian White, not Daniel Dubois.
Look, Andy.
Yeah, I'm watching. That's fake.
Yeah, but carry on watching and then we'll get it afterwards.
That's it.
Does that help him if he gets the Fury rematch?
Maybe we're gonna get a Deontay Wilder fight. I'm amped.
I'm not amped. I lied. I'm not amped.
That pad works for the camera. That's all it's for.
It was dead, didn't it?
Yeah, it's
It was dead, fam.
every coach is different. Pads for me is tweaking technique. I do speed pads for reaction and to get their hand speed up.
Your pad works really good. I enjoy watching it when you put it out on the gram.
Yeah, I try and.
What do you say about this? Because all I'm seeing to me is that pads. All right, the people don't. The other geezer, the pad man don't move. But what I was saying, what I'd like to see is because how Deontay Wilder got defeated was by being pushed on the back foot. It would be nice to see him being pushed on the back foot and how he would counter that. Like come back with a counter punch. Like this is what we have to see. This is what progression's about. So I don't know from a trainer's point of view what that pad work looked like to you, but to me it was more working just what the right hand does, and there's nothing special.
Oh, I've gone. There I am. Sorry.
There you
are. For me, if I was that pad work was there just for the screen. If I was working with Wilder, the first thing his jab should be like a bullet, and we already know he's got a backhand. We know he's got leverage. We know he's got power. We know he's got a high knockout ratio. But where he lacked was attacks to the body. Where he lacks is how he uses his jab, the ability of his jab, and that, I'd keep him really long.
Because he has the advantage of being long and rangy, but like how would you? He needs to work on back foot. Defensive, not just always. He can only get down right hand and offensive.
The thing with boxing for me is, as a coach, learn everything. You're not going to be good with everything. Learn everything, rehearse everything, practice everything. There's going to come a time that you will have to fight on the back foot. It might not be in your first 10 fights, but it might be on your 15th fight. Correct. Practice it from day one. Your jab. So I can only go by what I do. From my pros to my amateurs, when I do pads, Jamie might throw in the first 3 rounds at least 400 jabs. And on pads, he won't do nothing else. We'll throw a single, a double, a treble, 4 jabs. We'll step in with the jab. We'll step in. We'll throw 3 jabs. So we'll throw 1 jab, step into the body, then we'll step back out and throw another jab. So now we're using footwork. So it's not a one-dimensional jab. We're going on the front. We're going on the back foot. We use an angle. We take a jab. But we throw a jab from every situation possible.
And as you saw in that clip, he did like a feint jab and then kind of followed through.
Yeah, he's doing. It's for the camera. Pads has got to be reality. It's got to be a reality of a fight. And the way he's throwing punches, then obviously whoever he's fighting, nothing's coming back. He's got no defense. His head movement is restricted. His hands are too low. His jab, he shouldn't be throwing a jab and jumping in every time. He should be throwing a jab and, taking a step in, a step out. If you look at the stance of his feet, he's really wide. He's a tall fighter. Why are you going to go with a longer stance? Because as soon as you go with a longer stance, you become a shorter fighter. As soon as you become a shorter fighter, then you're restricting your movement.
Right.
So, stand taller, use the jab. And if you don't know how to do it, learn how to do it. But I don't know who they were.
That's Malik Scott. Let me just put you up on game. That guy that's doing the pad work with him was an ex-competitor that Wilder fought, and he took a dive, and it was a massive uproar because Malik went down, and the punch when they played the angle, he didn't even touch him, not at all.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's employed by Wilder to be his head coach now that he hasn't
winking before we threw the punch wasn't a good look either. The wink before.
The wink and doing this.
Yeah.
You know, draw. You know, if anything, when a shot's thrown, you bring your pad forward. You don't take the shot and then take your hand back here.
That shows how unqualified he is, isn't it? The geezer.
It's he you know, it's and I can only refer back to what I trained with Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie sparred Dylan White in camp. He sparred Chisora in camp. He sparred Savage in camp. These are all heavyweights. Jamie's a 91 kilo boy, but Jamie
Cruiser.
He's only had 2 pro fights. As an amateur, he done really well, but he knows how to fight on the back foot. He knows how to fight on the front foot. He knows how to fight with angles. He knows how to fight with the jab.
Would you say that's what Wilder needs to learn to do?
Wilder could be a devastating.
Can he encompass that? Because remember, he is a bronze Olympian, so he could box at one point. So do you just, and he's nearly 36, like I'm saying, is it achievable, Andy, to teach him to start learning how to box?
Anything's achievable. Anything's achievable if you employ the right people and you have enough respect that you're going to listen to them, and the fighter doesn't think he's the coach and dictates what's going to happen. For me, if I was a fighter, I'd be employing a coach that's going to make me a better fighter.
All right.
And as a coach,
go ahead.
And as a coach, I would, if I'm getting involved with a fighter, I want to improve him. For me, it's not about the glory, the fame. It's not about the money. Anybody ever asks me, what do I want to achieve in life? I want all my fighters to become world champions. Not me. I'll get the recognition no matter what, but I want all my fighters to be world champions, and I will do everything in my power to make them an all-round good fighter.
Yeah. Can I just big up Boxing Logics United? Thanks. Peace and pugilism to you. Love everybody. Go and subscribe to Boxing Logic as well. I sometimes jump on these lives on a late night with my insomnia. I'm always on US time, for those that don't know. Always can catch me nearly 24 hours a day. But big up to Boxing Logic for the super chat. And yeah, so that's where we I think we'll leave it there. Any right. So what we're gonna do is the last words. Any last words, plugs, anything you want. So let's go with, I don't know where Fight Fan Figures is. Let's just go with, first we'll go with we'll leave Ned till the last, Ned. We'll get your last thoughts in a minute. Andy, plug, tell people what you're doing, where they can find you. What you do, like
I've got 2 sides to me. Evolve Boxing Academy is a full-blown charity for amateur fighters. We're in Amersham. If you go onto Instagram and look under evolve_boxing_academy, you'll see all the classes and everything else we do. It's a full-blown charity, and it's very cheap, and all the money we make goes back into the club and helps all our young boxers travel around the country, buying kit and all the rest of it. From there, I've had 5 of my amateurs turn pro, and we've got Evolve Elite. Congrats. And if you go on Instagram, it's Evolve Elite 2019. And that's all the professional side of what I do. And I look after professional boxers, professional golfers, GB, athletics people. I do strength and conditioning and specialize in certain fields. And, you know, so yeah, just look me up, hook me up. And
at some point soon, Andy, I will be. I'll come down.
Yeah, soon. Yeah, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Come down.
A little bit. We're loud out a little bit. I'll come down.
Yeah, come down. The
price is right.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a brilliant night. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining
me. No worries.
We'll catch up with you, Andy.
Yeah. Good night, all. Yeah, be safe. God bless.
Take care,
God bless you, Andy. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah. See you later. Well, Fight Fan Figures, any last words to say?
Yes. One last word. I could not leave without one final word to remind everyone to save your money, because you know what's coming. Chisora Parker 2 on pay-per-view. Enjoy, my people. Enjoy.
Appreciate it.
Ned, oh yeah, I forgot someone asked what have I got to do? I've got call it my prediction with you and G on the 15th.
Call it right. That's all I gotta tell you is call it right.
I'll call it right. I will do. I'll put it on pause. I'll be speaking to Caden. So just like, guys, I can't do a prediction here right now. So stand by. I will do though. So that there's Ned and his co-host, one of his co-hosts, Slippery G, Conspiracy G. Hopefully he'll be on the show next as well. And they've had their fight. It was deemed a draw. Yeah. So now they've got the rematch. So everybody needs to log in and lock on to the Boxing Bros and catch up on game and thank me later. But Ned, you can say Lee, you can stay with us and for a minute.
A fight is a little extreme, you know. G doesn't like to fight, so we had to punch off. You get me? So
yeah, punch off. That's it.
If you watched the first punch off, for those who are real fans, you know, who love the Boxing Bros and things, y'all know who won. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing. We got a draw, but the rematch is on May 15th.
Yeah,
next Saturday, tune in live on the Boxing Bros YouTube channel. You know,
what time? What time?
What time? I say noon Eastern time is gonna go off. So if you gotta stay up late, you gotta stay up late. If you got a long
6
day,
p.m. for us. Yeah, that's 6 p.m. for us. That's
cool.
The
last one was a blast.
Yeah.
Catch it, you know. So we're gonna have the press conference, the face off, everything coming up soon. Just make sure you're tuned in. Subscribe to Boxing Bros YouTube, Boxing Bros USA on YouTube, and follow us on social media, as you know, as my man Trills would say, you know. But
yeah, I love Trills.
And all I gotta say is this:
please comment and subscribe. Yeah,
G is food.
Yeah, when you drop out, stay backstage. Yeah, don't completely go.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, you had it. Sorry, take the floor.
It's all good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was a good time. Thank you, Fight Fans Figures. Thank you, Coach.
Always a pleasure.
And thank you, LadyChann. You know, it was amazing.
Amazing to have you. I was gassed. You put a smile on my face from you said that you was going to do the show. You're a pleasure to have. You're a blessing to have. Ned, your energy is amazing. Good guy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And keep up the good work, Ned, man. And all the Nedites, that's how you know when you've made it, when you've got fans that are named after you. Ned has got the Nedites. So anybody that says anything about Ned, that's a watch your mouth moment. The Nedites will come and get you. And then you've got Conspiracy with his crooked salute.
Yeah.
With the crooked salute. Their show's amazing, guys. Like, yeah, you gotta check them out. I've been fans of theirs for a long time. But Ned, thank you for actually. We'll just sign off with you on here. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to leave me as solo. And then we'll just quickly speak with Fight Fan Figures and yourself backstage. Guys, you guys have been amazing. I will be in its entirety. Fight Fan Figures, you know it's always love. Watch out, I've just opened the new store soon, the new online e-commerce Dundon Season store. I will be sending out, Ned, I'll send you out a t-shirt along with the other 3 Boxing Bros. Fight Fan Figures, yours is en route as well. Stand by. And guys, so I will be putting the link in the description box, and there'll be some nice bits that you can buy. I'm going to be doing jackets, hoodies, and stuff like that for you guys. And some of the girls, I've only got a 5% following of female. 95% of my analytics is male. Go figure, hey. But hey, so I'll do it for the 5%ers out there, for us girls. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. You may catch me on other platforms later on today because I can't sleep, so I end up on everybody else's live. I'll see how I feel. But thank you guys for joining me, and I shall see you very, very soon. I'll probably see you on Saturday for fight night, and we'll chop it up. Anyway, so I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, but none less. Come box with Chann. Gone. Salute.